Having a good relationship is not about luck, like many people think. It's a skill set. In this video, I will talk about 3 skills that are essential for having a good relationship. The first one is self-reflection. What is self-reflection? Self-reflection is like looking at ourselves in the mirror and seeing our reflection. But in this case, we look ourselves internally. And I don't mean our organs, but our thought patterns, inner beliefs, and behavior. When we self-reflect, we look at ourselves objectively and we face our negative and positive qualities. Why should we self-reflect? If I wouldn't have self-reflection, I would probably be a self-righteous prick. I would think that I am always right, and I would blame my partner for everything that goes wrong in our relationship. People who lack the skill of self-reflection, they don't see themselves and their mistakes. They don't take responsibility for their behavior or for their harmful actions. And as a result, they never improve and never become a better people. However, people who do have the ability to self-reflect, they progress in life and also in relationships. When I was on the path to creating better relationships in my life, self-reflection was the #1 tool that helped me to grow. I had to face my insecurities and my weaknesses, and only then I get the opportunity to change and become a better partner and have a better relationship. Self-reflection is not always easy. Facing ourselves is often very painful because we have to admit our mistakes and face our weaknesses. And there is no easy way to do it. No one likes to face their inner demons. I certainly don't. But it helps if I understand that many of my shortcomings are actually a result of my upbringing by my parents. Many negative thought patterns and ways to behave we learn from our parents from a young age, from their ways of behaving. So it's not only our fault, but it is our responsibility to change and grow when we are grown up and independent, especially if we want to have good relationships. The second one is listening. And by that I mean pay full attention to what your partner has to say. Be fully present in conversation. Listen without your inner opinions and assumptions. I used to have big problem with listening. I couldn't focus. I couldn't be present in conversation. I always drifted away in my own thoughts. Because of this, Mattia thought that he was not interesting enough for me. But the truth was that my mind was full of to-do lists, worries, and all sorts of thoughts. And with all that noise in my head, I just couldn't hear him. So he slowly stopped talking to me. Imagine our conversations. I was always in my head, totally distant. And he was quieter and quieter. A truly vibrant conversation. Well, as you can imagine, I had to do something about it. Otherwise, Mattia would probably stop talking to me entirely. If that happened, we would grow apart, and that would be a disaster. So how did I start to listen? My problem was that I had too many things going on in my head, and I was not able to quiet my mind during the conversation. So the solution was meditation and journaling. Journaling helped me to dump all my thoughts, to-do lists and worries on a paper. It helped me to empty my mind and make space for new information. Meditation helped me to become more present in the moment and in conversation. Mattia also had problem with listening, but his problem was a little bit different. During our conversations, I often felt that even though he was listening to me, he didn't really hear me. For example, if I had an idea how to plant our garden, he would immediately suggest his idea how to do it. without even considering my idea. Like my idea doesn't matter. Well, that drove me crazy, like you can imagine. I started to fight with him, I started to fight for my ideas. What he found out later when he addressed that problem was really interesting. He found out that subconsciously he didn't want to hear what I had to say because he was afraid that my idea was better than his. Why is that a problem? That meant to him that I am better than him, and that confirmed his inner belief that he is not good enough. So, what did he do about that? He started to work on his inner beliefs. He changed his negative belief that he is not good enough for a belief that he doesn't need to be always right and he is still worthy and good enough. And the result of that is that he doesn't feel threatened anymore by others' ideas. And now he can listen to them. Why is it good to listen to others? 100 people, 100 ideas. And the best solutions are created when ideas intertwine. That also means that better ideas can be born if we listen to each other. But it is true that what we hear from others, it's not always better than what we think. And that's why we have to listen to ourselves too. Some of us are more inclined to listen to others and forget about ourselves completely, while others are inclined to listen only to themselves and thus close themselves from the knowledge and advice from others. If we can always listen to our inner selves and at the same time be open to others' ideas, then we win the listening game. Listening is a skill that not many people have, but it is essential for good communication in any relationship, even in a relationship with yourself. Okay, let's go to the third skill of today's video. And the third skill is the ability to make an argument. What is the ability to make an argument? Do you remember when you were still a child and you wanted a bar of chocolate? So you asked your mom for it, and your mom asked you back, why do you want to have a chocolate? You know she didn't want to give it to you. You know she didn't want you to eat it. So you had to inspire her to give it to you. Well, at that moment, the ability to make a good, solid argument would come in handy. The ability to make an argument is the ability to explain why your idea is good. In this example, to explain your mom why is a good idea to give you a bar of chocolate. Why does this ability come in handy in a relationship? How many times did you and your partner argue over some stupid things, like where to go for a dinner that night? And how many times did he win, even though his idea was not better than yours? Mattia and I have an agreement. If we have different ideas on how to do something, let's say where to go for a dinner, we have to debate our ideas. I have to explain why I think my idea is better for our common good, and he has to do the same for his idea. And then we choose together, based on our arguments, which idea is better for our common good. Relationships are one big negotiation, and most of the time, couples make compromises. But if you know how to make a good argument, then you can get your partner excited about your idea. But you have to inspire him, not convince him. It's a big difference. When you get your partner excited about your idea, your partner doesn't make a compromise. He just accepts a better idea. How do we make a good argument? I found out that if I honestly present why I think that my idea is great for both of us, then my idea has a high chance to be accepted. I always make sure that Mattia benefits a lot from my ideas too. Otherwise, why would he accept them? At the same time, I'm not afraid to accept his ideas, because I know that he also makes sure that his ideas are beneficial to both of us. Most of the time, the solution is to create a creative mix of the best things from both ideas. Okay, my dear friends, that is it for today. I hope you found something interesting and useful for yourself in this video. You can find more videos like that about relationships on my YouTube channel. Check it out if you want, it's free. Have a great day and see you next Saturday.